What's up, my hunting brothers and sisters? Today we're taking a look at mobile hunting gear. It is so overwhelming. Do you have to change your setup every year? Do you have to buy the latest and greatest equipment? Do you have to change your approach in how you get up and down trees? Stay tuned. Let's figure this one out together. So right now, currently, it is July 2025, summer months, and hunting seasons are still a bit a ways away. But coming up, typically through July, probably some events have already happened in June, but July and August primarily tend to be when the expos and get-togethers in the mobile hunting community occur. And mobile hunting, whether it's lightweight tree stand hunting, whether it's saddle hunting, multi-stick climbing, one sticking, hybrid type of approaches, it's not new, but it's really had a resurgence in the last 6-7 years in popularity. And with that has come a boom in new manufacturers, new gear, and the whole process can be incredibly overwhelming. If you've been following my channel, I've been saddle hunting primarily for the last, I believe this would be either my 5th or 6th season coming up. As started out, I dabbled a little into it, and now it's, when I go out deer hunting for a season, it is 98 to 99% of my hunting is mobile, being saddle hunting, primarily a one sticker, and all that. So, but everything is so overwhelming. And when we go to these new events, the wonderful part about these summer events that go on, whether again, it's like the Mobile Hunter Expos, there's 2 of them coming up in August, one in Georgia and one in Ohio. And I know there's like the Mobile Roadshow or something that Lone Wolf Custom Gear does, or it's some roadshow thing. And I know there's some other test events, then get-togethers and stuff. I know the bowhunting.com, Bowhunter Die Group just had a big tethered event, which was like a teach and train event. So these events are going on, and they are information and sensory overload when it comes to gear, techniques, and all that. And it's very easy for us to get sucked into gotta have the latest gear or the newest platform or the newest sticks or the newest climbing method or whatever that's out. And all that's good because there are advancements. But more importantly, really in my opinion, is trying to wade through all that and coming up with a system that works for you and a system that you're comfortable in. And if you have a set of sticks that say you've been using for the past 3-4 years, it doesn't mean that you need to upgrade to whatever the latest and greatest sticks are. I mean, you can if you're just a gearhead junkie, and I tend to be in some ways, but it's not necessary. What's better is honing in the system and the gear that you have, becoming more efficient, more dialed in. You're going to be a stealthier hunter. You're going to be a more safe hunter. Your chances of getting hurt go down. Your setup times and teardown times actually will become more streamlined. May not be like race car speed, but this balance of being smooth and efficient, and you get an increase in speed. There's an old saying where smooth equals fast. So, becoming more smooth and efficient can be a big deal. And what I did to kind of to emphasize what I mean is I've got the bulk of my mobile hunting gear here. Now, I've been very fortunate and blessed. A lot of companies over the years have given me a lot of equipment. I have this YouTube channel. I do review stuff. I know most of the players in the mobile hunting space, and a lot have reached out to me. And over time, I've been like, hey, this is a great saddle, or these are great sticks, but it just doesn't fit my needs or whatever, or why would I replace what I'm, comfortable with that? So I say all that because I'm going to lead into some things, and I'm not promoting any brands here whatsoever. Promise you. Mobile hunting is a very personal thing. You need to figure out what has the features and is in the price that fit your needs, okay? But I'm gonna show you some things, and a lot of this stuff isn't the latest and greatest. And I will have opportunities, I'm sure, to use the latest and greatest after this show season. But unless there's something that just blows my mind, there's nothing wrong with the system, you know, that I have come up with. So, you know, I'm gonna break out. None of this is organized, but for example, here are, get this up here. Here are some saddles that I have, and this is just a portion. I really need to organize this probably a little bit better. These are just a portion of the saddles that I either have currently or have had access to over the years. And like this is a Latitude Lone Star. They gave it to me. Very nice saddle. A Maverick. This is an old Method 2. This is a Buzzard Roost 2-panel. Actually, my currently preferred saddle out of them all. These are all great. I've ran Tethers, I've ran Cruisers, I've ran a bunch of brands. But you know, here's the deal. Like in the case of Buzzard Roost, I was talking to Benny over the winter who owns Buzzard Roost, and he's like, well, I got an updated version. And I'm like, okay, that's great. And maybe the small enhancements are better, but like, is there a need for me to ditch this and go buy a brand new saddle? In my mind, no, this works great. You know, I sat in the new one at a show. It was great. I mean, maybe I'll take this one to a show and compare it with the new one side by side, you know, or the Latitudes. Man, I ran this Method 2 for probably 3 seasons. I know for a fact there's something new coming down the pipe in their 2-panel. I've talked to the guys about it, and which is really cool, but is there a need? Probably not. I mean, I could still hunt out of this saddle very efficiently today, and it would work in my system. As well as like dump pouch systems. I mean, some cheap Amazon ones I like, dails that I use for my bow. There's other ways out there, but it's a system that I've used and become very, very intimate, my knowledge with this stuff on how to use it, how to do it in the dark and all that. And it's like, kind of like, why would I change? You know, I mean, there's some other options out there that are great. Amsteel guy's got a spool. Genesis 3D's got a holder for the spool. Great system. Probably is awesome. I'm probably going to talk to those guys, check them out. But I'm really, this works for me. I know it. It's great. I got a similar setup on my Maverick that my daughter uses. So, you know, why change? Again, my point is you don't have to have the latest and greatest gear, you know? Like this is still the original platform that I ever bought when I got into saddle hunting. This is one of the original tethered, I believe it's their Predator platform. I still use this platform sometimes today. It still is a great platform. I know how it works. Here's a Latitude Rebel. Great platform. I hunted exclusively off of this for at least 1 year. I still take it out from time to time. Great platform. Do I need to upgrade to their latest and greatest? I can't remember their name. No. Is it cool? Yes. Maybe, you know, that's up for you. But my point is, this one I bought like 5 or 6 years ago. Still is just as effective and does everything it did then. I don't have to have the latest and greatest. This is an Arsenal version 1.0, probably my favorite platform of all of them that I've owned, but they upgraded it. I still don't have the upgraded version. It's been offered to me. I haven't taken them up on it. This one does everything I need it to do. In fact, I changed up. I use a strap system because I found I like the straps better. So sometimes when somebody comes up, say with a rope attachment of some sort, it may not be the best for your situation because it may not be what you're most comfortable with. Okay, again, refine this stuff. You don't have to do the latest and greatest. Sticks, climbing sticks. I had a couple in the early days. I had a couple pairs of the different Hawk sticks. Really didn't care for them, and I bit the bullet and I bought some Eastern Woods Outdoors sticks, 4 of them. And these are them still, and I've had these for 4 or 5 years now. And yeah, there's a lot of different sticks out there. I love these sticks. I had them set to the length I specified the length I wanted. I adapted one over to a cam cleat system because sometimes I actually one stick off of it just for fun. This system, I know it, and I know it well. I have the USA rope system the Amsteel guy does. I know it well. It works for me. Are there other attachment methods that may be quote unquote better? I don't know. I mean, I know there's other ones out there. Are they better? Who knows? I know this system backwards and forwards, and in the dark in particular, can run it safely and efficiently. Now, for example, here's a set of Latitude carbon sticks. Came out a couple years ago. Great stick. I've played around with them. I've hunted on them some. They get me up and down the tree. So do these. Honestly, I'm kind of more accustomed to these because I've used them more in the dark than I am messing around with the attachment system on these. But these are great. And if that's what you have and you've run it and become very familiar with it, this is an awesome and amazing setup, as are all the other super light ones out there from Tethered and Arsenal, and I just forget a ton of them that are out there. The point being, just because there's been 20 new sticks have come out since I bought these stick designs, doesn't make these any less effective than what they were when I bought them. Yeah, they're a little heavier than some of them, obviously heavier than the Latitudes, but for my needs, they actually work probably about the best that I've personally used, okay? One sticks, I one stick a lot. Here's an Eastern Woods Outdoors one stick. Here's one from Out on the Limb, the Pinch Point. I've done a video on these side-by-side compare them. These two are kind of what I consider the Cadillacs of the one sticking, although now there's an Arsenal one that I've not used, to be quite frank, that is lighter. But will that one do anything more for me than this one will versus this one? And does this one or this one do it? No. It's what you have and what you become comfortable with and adept to is the point. So, you know, would I, because I have both of these, and I know all the guys at Arsenal, they're wonderful people. I know them all. And we've, worked together on different videos I've done for them and stuff like that. But just because they came out with a new one, do I feel a need to run out and get that one to replace these two? No, because these two are great sticks. Their new one looks to be a great stick. I saw the prototype early on. I saw a couple that they took to ATA. I know it's a great stick by a great company, but I don't have a need to go buy it. Now, maybe I will. I don't know, but at the end of the day, you've got to sometimes just focus on what is efficient, what you're comfortable with in your setup. Same applies to different ropes, carabiners, ascenders. Man, is it ever hot in my barn today? I'm sweating. I've got just tons of ropes and accessories, and this is one stick rope and a Mad Rock in here versus, say, maybe you would prefer the figure eight type of ascender or descender for rappelling. Get what you feel comfortable with and what you have worked with and come up with an efficient system. That's what it all boils down to. If somebody came out with a new device to replace the Mad Rock tomorrow, would I replace it? Probably not. I would check it out and see maybe it's got some sort of foolproof system, because nothing's foolproof. Maybe it does. Maybe that warrants me upgrading. If not, I'm probably going to stick with what I know and what I'm comfortable with and has worked for me. There's been new knee pads that have come out over the years. These are the original manufacturer that made the first Latitude ones. I can't remember what was the brand of these. Alta. They made them for Latitude. I don't know if they currently do or not. I bought these years ago, and there's other manufacturers, great knee pads. Why? I don't need to replace them. Again, I think you get my point. Here's a lightweight tree stand from XOP. Now, is it the lightest out there? I've had this for a few years. I hardly ever use it. I think I've used it twice. No, it's not. In fact, I would say if I had any area in my setup where I might be tempted to upgrade, would be in a tree stand. I know XOP came out with a new super light one. The guys from Elevate, man, those guys are killing it. The Stubbs brothers and what they make in a tree stand. I may pick up a new super light, super efficient tree stand for those times that I do use a tree stand. But there's really no need for me to replace this stand. I've only used it a handful of times. It's great. It's lighter than anything I used for the previous 25 years or whatever before I got into mobile hunting. It's an awesome stand. I don't need to, okay? So I think you get the point to what I'm saying here is we're all teased by all this improved gear and new things that are out there, and it's amazing. We go, oh man, it's like when the shiny new truck comes out, or whatever, or the new iPhone, or the new whatever. We go, oh man, I gotta have it. Do you really? I mean, do I really need to? For example, I film a lot. Do I really need to upgrade this camera that I'm filming on right now that I've had for, oh gosh, 5 years probably? No, it still performs and performs pretty awesome. So, even though I get teased with like, boy, I'd like to have this camera or that camera. So that's it. I wanted to do this video because these seasons coming up, when you go in and see all this new equipment, it's so overwhelming. And we all have to make a decision, okay? And this isn't really helping you make a decision on a specific product. But if you have some products, figure out how to use them well. If there's definitely a hole in that product that just, you're like, there's no workaround for this, I can't do it efficiently, then start exploring some other options and all that. Or if you just have money to burn, hey, go get the latest and greatest. But don't become overwhelmed with it. Jump onto various YouTube channels. Mine, I've got a lot of information on. Some of it's now getting a little bit dated in the mobile hunting stuff. My buddy Greg Stags in the Wild, he's got a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of other good videos out there and content producers who are making stuff that will either tell you tactics on how to get up and down trees efficiently, carry things efficiently in the woods, or what gear, what are the new perks in, say, a tethered saddle versus whatever Latitude's offering versus what Arsenal's offering versus Buzzard Roost or a Cruiser or whatever. You can do those comparisons. But again, just because a new saddle came out, new platform, new sticks, whatever, you don't have to upgrade and don't feel like you need to. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses on social media. So there you have it. Been wanting to do a video like this, for everybody, because I just remember how overwhelming it was when I got into it several years ago. That's it. I've rambled on too long. So deer season's about 2 months away or so, and I can't wait. So get out there, get to the shows, enjoy them, have fun, network. It's a great community. Check out the new products. Maybe buy something, or just refine what you got. Get in the woods and get up and down trees. Get in what we call saddle shape and practice a lot before seasons get here. God bless, stay safe, and it's a new day in the outdoors.